the day begun? I lived one life. As the day ended, I had begun anew, reborn with a new life, a new mission, reborn with a new vision. What may come, I don't know yet, but I am here alive, living my life to the fullest, with new love in my heart and soul, a gift to have, a gift to give, a new life of love, reborn.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning from wherever you are coming from. I just sat on something and I'm not sure what. So it is Tuesday the 26th, the last Tuesday of the month. And I wanted to continue our conversation from last Tuesday. So a lot of you already know I've missed several shows. I've been under the weather and I haven't been able to get my feet sort of solid on the ground or grounded. And so I need to be authentic and I need to be real, but I also didn't want to be on here not feeling well. It's surprising, but I'm still struggling to feel well. And I think it's a combination of things. So having a cold, which is my third of the year in the summer cold, and being worn down. I think grieving my dad, allergies because here in New England the leaves are changing and they're falling, and milkweed is all over the place sprouting, and goldenrod, and though everything is beautiful this time of year, it's all centered right in my head. And then things have not been well inside my body. So I have not been feeling as well. So I'm so happy to be back. Bonnie, welcome. So nice to see you, my friend. And so I wanted to sort of tie up the loose ends as we talk about self-hypnosis. Now, I didn't get a lot of feedback, so I'm going to continue it anyway. See if you guys benefit, want to try it with me today. I'll review a little bit the step 1, and then I'm going to do steps 2 and 3 together. So, well, hello, Josh. Welcome. Yes, head to work. Be safe. So pleased to see you. And so, I think, there's a lot to be said for moving forward when you are doing a show, even when you don't feel well. But there's another thing to be said where I just didn't have it in me. And my body didn't have it in me. So we'll see how things go, and we're going to hope for the best. And, we keep plugging on. So thanks, Bonnie. Yeah, it's a weird time for me. But anyway, I'm blessed and I have it so much better than so many people. And through all of this, I've still been able to be out in my garden harvesting eggplant and cabbage and tomatoes up the wazoo. And cucumbers did not do well. Now, also in this particular position that I'm sitting in, Pepe Le Pew has perfumed the neighborhood and has chosen to release Pepe's aroma nearby. So it's a little stanky here. And the pups are sleeping, and let's hope they stay that way at the moment. But they also enjoy my cucumbers. So always nice to know that there are vegetarians in the neighborhood. Gotta love those skunkadoodles. Um, and I didn't know Josh's foot was hurting. So Josh, I hope you're feeling better. The 8:30 time slot's just tough for me in the morning. But I'm working on it. So let's pick up where we talked about last week. So when we talk about self-hypnosis, we are talking about recalibrating, right? Our thought process. We want something to be different. We want to change a behavior, thought process, etc. But it's a struggle, you know. Oh, I want to lose weight. That means I don't want to eat sugar. Well, my brain tastes something, anything, grape, um, melon, and it goes right to that little spot in my head that says, "Oh my God, I love sugar. I must have more now. Now I must have more." And you're searching your cupboards for more. So it's a technique that helps us to change a pattern of behavior. This can go for anything. This is smoking, cursing. Um, I had a vocabulary that would have made truckers blush, and not all the time. But when you got me riled up, look out. Um, and um, so it is. Words matter, and I've talked about this, at least a half a dozen or so times since I've started this channel. When we talk about our words need to be used thoughtfully, and is there another way to say something? Now, no halo over my head. And I'll be quite honest, sometimes a good fork you feels really good, rolling out of the tongue, off the tongue into the world. That's not a pattern of behavior, though, that I would want. Other things that you can change: your reaction to stress, maybe nail biting. People pull their hair, people scratch their arms. There are physical things that we do to ourselves as a result of the environment. And it's our emotions. And so hypnosis is really changing the pattern that we have created. It's a habit, right? So every morning, 99% of humans get up and brush their teeth. That's a habit. Your brain is programmed, it knows to do it automatically. And so if I were to say, I don't want to brush my teeth the first thing in the morning, I now need to reprogram myself, because it's going to happen automatically. You're going to get up, you're going to go tinkle, you're going to wash your face, you're going to wash your hands, you're going to brush your teeth. There's a routine that goes with that. And so it's really about, September's going to be half hour earlier for Josh. Oh Lord, he's going earlier. Sorry, Josh, love you. I'll have to catch you on the replay. But anyway, it's the focus on how can I change something that I personally want to make an adjustment to. So that's where self-hypnosis comes in. Sometimes we need a real hypnosis session. When it comes to weight loss, when it comes to smoking, when it comes to trauma, when it comes to sleep. But the self-hypnosis techniques that I have here, it's to help you reinforce the changes in behavior. So let's talk turkey. So on last Tuesday, and it was for 7 days, I asked everyone to please repeat the phrase in the evening before going to bed. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. That's it. Pretty simple. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. And today, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. And for the third session, we then add something at the end of that. And you don't have to. But if you want to be specific, every day in every way, I am getting better and better at eating healthy food to nourish my body. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better at exercising and strengthening my body. So we get to add to that. But the goal is to change our brain, right? So that is what our assignment for last week for 7 days before you went to bed. And we said 10 times. If you followed or read up on Emile Coue or Coue, excuse me, French people, that I might have butchered his name, they say 20 times, but 10 times is also pretty sufficient. And we don't want you to lose count when you're doing it. So we wanted you to either tap your finger when you were repeating the phrase using mala beans or prayer beans or beads, not beans, beads. And really, it's just to establish that pattern, that programming pattern, to give yourself the positive suggestion that, yes, every day in every way, I am getting better and better. And I somebody said, why didn't you use that the last 3 weeks while you were feeling like crap? I did. So I can't even imagine where I would be if I hadn't done sort of psyching myself up that every day I'm feeling better and better. I'm getting better and better. So that was part 1. And I don't know, Bonnie, if you were here last Tuesday, so I can't ask if you were able to practice it. And I know Lakeside Laura wanted to join, but, we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk about step 2. So one of the ways that you can hypnotize yourself, you're going to continue step 1. So step 1, every single night, 10 times before you fall asleep, without any distractions, you use the phrase, every day in every way, I am getting better and better. Okay, I didn't think so, Bonnie, because I don't remember seeing you in the chat. And so then twice a day now, once in the morning or at noon, once in the early evening, you're going to hypnotize yourself for 2 to 3 minutes. And this is how you're going to do it. So I am going to talk you through it. And somebody had said, well, why aren't you charging for this? Look, I'm about helping ourselves. I want to give you tools to help yourself. I don't need to charge you to do self-hypnosis, quite frankly. You can go to somebody else and they can teach you that for a fee. I do believe that if you wanted a full hypnosis session, then we would need to talk about, remuneration. But that's not what this is about for me. This is about how can I help somebody else? How can I help you? How can I help me influence change? And I had shared that my goal wasn't just to lose weight. It was to exercise, because that's my pain point. Once you get out of the habit of doing something, it is like pulling teeth to get me off the couch to do my stretches, which I know how to do. It's not like I don't know how to do this. It's to zhuzh me to do it. And so I was doing this with you guys so that we could talk about the success of it. And also Jimena, who has said this publicly, so I'm not talking out of school, she wanted to do some hypnosis and self-hypnosis to eat better and be healthier. But as you may or may not know, she's going through some stuff with her dad. So there's a little grace period here, and she and I will do that. And when we do it, she's going to report back on her progress. And it's really just to demonstrate that it does work, that it's not woo-woo, that, well, it could be considered woo-woo or hippy-dippy. But for me, it's not a parlor trick. I'm not trying to make you do something that you don't want to do, because otherwise it would sit here and I'd be like, you will promote my channel. You will like my channel. You will spread the word. I guess people could do that. That's not something I would ever do. So let's go to step 2. So you're going to continue with step 1. Hello, Elizabeth. Thank you for being here. We're talking about step 2 in the hypnosis process, self-hypnosis. So I'm going to encourage you guys, and I'm going to talk you through it first, and then I'm going to suggest we try it so that you can see what it feels like. And then ask questions if you feel like it while you've got me. So the goal is that we're going to sit comfortably in a chair. Your back needs to be supported, or you just need to be able to sit straight. So I have tons of pillows with me today. I'm going to put them behind my back and just, help support me and keep me sitting up straight. All right. I'll talk about step 1 again, Elizabeth. Don't worry. So hold on. My hair's starting to bug me. So let me just... And I'm not going to be able to get it colored this month, so you're going to watch me go gray right before your very eyes. It's a curse and a blessing all at once. So, step 1. I think I have the ability. Hold on. I think I can type a caption. Yes, I can. So, let's delete this and go. Hold on, guys. Step 1 is repeating. Here, let me just write the word repeating. Repeating every day. Every day in every way. I am getting better and better. 10 times. All right. Go. So let's see. That should ticker tape below, right? Didn't I hit add and add? I thought I did. Speed. Let's see if it works, guys. Static text on preview. I don't see it running. Oh, fiddlesticks. Scroll text across bottom. Hold on, I'm doing it. Oops. And add. All right, let's see if it works this time. I thought it would. I'm not sure why it isn't. Oh, show. Silly me. There it is, step 1. So that's step 1 in self-hypnosis. So what I had shared last week was that you repeat this phrase every night before you fall asleep, just before you're ready to close your eyes, 10 times. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Repeat. Okay? So the purpose of doing that is that you're getting into the habit and the practice of telling your mind, even though you feel like crap, And that's what I had been saying to myself, because for the last 3 weeks or so, I've been feeling so lousy. It's like, I got to get myself out of it. And it's really easy to stay in the poor, poor, pitiful me. I don't feel good. Nobody likes me. Nobody's going to take care of me mode, right? Where's my mommy to take care of me? And trust me, I asked the heavens multiple times, Mom, come take care of me. And truthfully, there's nothing to be done. So that's step one. We did that for 7 days. Now, it's not going to hurt you guys if you didn't do it for 7 days and this is the first time you're hearing it. So let me just get to the chat. I don't know if going to the chat will stop this ticker tape. So let's see. It looks like. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Yep. Every day in every way, I am getting better and better. Listening while cooking. Don't put me to sleep. My dinner will burn. That's me during the evening. Truth Wave. Oh, yes. Every evening, if I try to watch Truth Wave, I usually pass right out and go to sleep. It's just too late for me as well. But anyway, so part 2. When you're ready, you're going to sit up straight. You're going to look at a wall in front of you, whatever's in front of you, a little bit above eye level. Okay? And you're going to do some breathing exercises. You're going to focus your attention on that spot in front of you. You're going to take 3 deep breaths. Okay? Slowly. So in, and I'm still having trouble breathing, so inhale again. And on the third inhale, you're going to hold it for 3 seconds, full seconds, and count backwards. So holding, holding, holding. 3, 2, 1. Then close your eyes. So, Elizabeth, don't do this while cooking. You're going to close your eyes. And you're going to exhale, inhale, relax the body, right? Allow yourself to go into this just restful place. And then I'm going to want you to go into, for about 2 minutes, a state of self-hypnosis. Well, how do you do that? Count backwards from 25. So you're going to sit there. Your eyes are going to be closed. 25. Breathe in. 24. 23. 22. All the way to 1. Okay? That's just to teach you a restful time period, which is bringing you into a very deep, relaxed state. When you get to 1, you're still going to have an awareness. Hypnosis does not mean that you disappear and that you're not present. You are aware of everything. When you're ready, you're going to count from 1 to 3, and you will feel refreshed and awakened. So the purpose of this step 2 is to teach you how to relax further so that when we go into step 3, you're going to feel like, I get it. So does this make sense? Bonnie, do you want to practice? Because I think Josh is driving. He can't do it. Elizabeth is cooking. And so I'm going to cough for a minute. So I'm going to put us on mute, okay? All right. So Let me just recap a little bit. So step 1 is to train your brain. And if you want, feel free to what's the word I'm looking for? Watch the first one, right? Because I think I did a deep dive into really explaining how hypnosis works, what's really the purpose of it. And I don't want to spend a lot of time now getting into that because I've already done it. All right, Bonnie. So face whatever's in front of you above. So if you're looking at a computer screen watching me, or you're looking at your iPhone, I don't know how you're viewing this, or the TV, just go above it, eye level. All right, make sure wiggle your body out a little bit, get comfy, sit your tushy in a comfortable position. And I'm just going to want you to focus on that spot with your eyes open. So there's no closing of the eyes yet. Now we're going to breathe. Okay, so gently in, but fill your breath. So deep breath in and out. Deep breath in again. And on the third inhalation, hold it for a count of 3 full seconds and count backwards 3, 2, 1, and then exhale. So hold 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now close your eyes and continue to breathe for a second, just noticing your body. And then we're going to count down slowly from 25 to 1, and I'm going to do this for you. But in your own mind, okay, imagine that you're writing it on a blackboard, or there's a countdown clock in your mind somehow that's ticking the numbers off. And we start with 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Notice your body's relaxed. And then as we want to come back, we're going to count forward from 1 to 3, and you will feel awakened, refreshed, and alert. And so I count 1, 2, 3, and you are back in present time. Now, this is a practice. Do this twice a day for 7 days, after which you'll be able to give yourself the suggestions. And that's what we're going to talk about now. So, Bonnie, how did you feel? And if you didn't do the whole thing, please, I'm not going to be upset, but I'd love to know if you felt relaxed so that I can talk to you about step 3. So after you do this for 7 days, And maybe I will just bring it back next Tuesday as well, just as I talk about the new universal law of the universe. I'll bring this back so that we can try it. But the third step in this self-hypnosis is after you've completed 1 and 2, once you start step 3, you no longer have to do step 2. Yeah, and Bonnie, we're sort of racing this. This is not something we want to race, right? Um, so for step 3, we're going to need an index card or some piece of paper, which you can carry with you. You're going to write the suggestion you prepared for yourself, and it's in the present tense. So something like, I am eating to nourish my body. I am no longer smoking to nourish my body. I am walking every day to feel stronger and healthy. Whatever the verbiage is for your particular behavior pattern that you want to change, right? And you're going to hold the card in front of your face. And you're going to read that suggestion 3 times. And what I think I'll do is in the description of this, I'll add it in the step-by-steps. So whatever it is that you write needs to be believable. So don't put on there, I am climbing Mount Everest next week. Not going to happen. So put something that's realistic. And you can get as specific as you want or as broad as you want. Right? And then one of the tricks that we use that I talked about last week is seeing yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror, even if it's an imaginary mirror. See yourself how you want to be after accomplishing what it is you wrote down. Yes, it's very much like manifesting. All right. So you've written your suggestion on a card. You've chosen a spot to look at above the card. You're going to read the suggestion to yourself 3 times, and then you're going to put the card down and you're going to take a deep breath, and you're going to exhale. You're going to take another deep breath and exhale. And on your 3rd deep breath, hold it in, close your eyes, count backwards from 3 to 1. And you should go into a nice hypnosis. And at this point, instead of counting backwards 25 to 1, you're going to allow the suggestion to repeat over and over in your subconscious. At the same time, imagine you are carrying out your suggestion. So I'm going to say something like, for myself, every day I am walking 1 mile. 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 And I'm going to see me walking 1 mile. All right. It could be, I am preparing well-balanced meals. All 3. Can't sleep tonight, Savannah? Is that you can't sleep and so you want to do hypnosis to fall asleep? Or is it that you can't sleep doing this kind of a thing? So I'm not really sure what that means. But I can absolutely help you with sleeping. Excuse me, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm still losing my voice. This is just ridiculous. So that's the theme. And you'll find that at times the words start to break up and become fragmented, and that's okay. Um, and in approximately 2 to 3 minutes, you'll have a feeling that it's time to stop. You'll get a sense. Okay, so Savannah, give me a second. I'll come back, okay? Let me finish this thought. So, and then at that point, you'll just count 1, 2, 3, and you'll feel refreshed and you'll go about your business. This can take about 2 weeks. So the way that if you were to come to me for hypnosis, the way that I do it, okay? And I will repeat this because we did talk about this last week. But you would come, it would be a 90-minute session for I hope you guys can hear me. I lost my hold on. I'm going to work on. Okay, so it looks like we're back connected. Okay, so we would talk about what you want to accomplish. What are your goals using hypnosis? So we'd spend about 30 minutes just chatting about that, how you want, what is the at the end of your hypnosis series do you want to have happen? So we used losing weight as an example. And then my first session with you, it did break up. I got a notice we're looks like we're getting a storm again. So thank you, Bonnie. So after that, I would get you, I usually use a recliner. Your eyes would be closed. I would bring you into an induction. Induction is sort of what we've talked about already. You're breathing and you're relaxing. I just would go into a deeper sense of relaxation with you by completely resting your body from your head to your toes, from your toes to your head. You will feel like mush, but you're not even going to know you feel like mush. And throughout that process, once I know and I can tell that, and I can do this on Zoom, I can see that your body is relaxed. I then go into the suggestion mode and whatever we've agreed upon. So we've talked about that you need to lose weight. Well, within that losing weight, my suggestions that I'm going to impart throughout that whole process will be related to eating your proteins, eating your vegetables, eating healthy carbs, going grocery shopping and using the outside part of the grocery store, avoiding the sugar aisles or the cake aisle, and that it really doesn't appeal to you and that you really don't have a desire. In my case, when I was doing it, it was devil dogs, right? I had this huge desire. I love the cakey sweetness to it. And I just didn't have a desire for them. Now, this doesn't mean that it can't be undone. Well, okay, let me continue so we do the suggestions. And then I bring you out. And in that repetition is every day in every way, I am getting better and better at eating well-balanced meals. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better at eating well-balanced meals. Every day in every way, I am getting better at eating well-balanced meals. That will be your homework for the next, until we meet again, 7 days. So every night before you go to sleep, you would repeat that. And every morning you would repeat that. Okay. Now, the self-hypnosis tools is once you have finished the series, because you would see me 3 times. You see me the first week, you come back 7 days later, and then 2 weeks after that, because you need time for this to actually take place. And you need to want it. That's the other thing. You have to want to make the pattern change. So if you want to quit smoking, if you want to sleep better, if you want to eat better, if you want to exercise, if you want to drive a car over a bridge without panicking, like me, that was one of the examples I gave. You have to want to make the changes. You can't do this because someone said you have to. It won't work. It might for a short period of time, but it is about a 3 or 4 week process, because the first 2 weeks are back to back, and then you have from the second to the next session, basically a 2-week period. So, 4 weeks. And or 21 days, depends on how you're going to work it out, people, before you would visit. So it's a process, and it's, you're telling your brain, I'm doing something differently, and understanding that. So real quickly, I want to get to Savannah talking about she can't sleep at night. So usually you would need a full hypnosis session to do this. But one of the tricks with the self-hypnosis is getting yourself into that space where you're reclined already, your TV isn't on, or you're listening to binaural beats. And we're going to talk about the music part in a minute. Because the binaural beats, the repetition within your brain, you are saying to yourself, every day in every way, I am getting better and better at relaxing my body to sleep. I am relaxed. And whatever the words are that make sense to you. I'm using these words. You could say, if you're tense, or if you're agitated, or if you have the wiggles and you can't relax and unwind, that's something you have to come up with the language that makes sense. And certainly you can send me a message, and I'm happy to give you a couple of mantras, for lack of a better word, for you to repeat. But you repeat that 10 times before going to bed. Now, if you wake up, all you have to say to yourself is, don't get aggravated with yourself. I have terrible insomnia, and I know why I have insomnia. So I'm working through that with my therapist, as well as using the self-hypnosis, as well as working with a doctor and some body issues. And then, although little chunk 1 and 2 are sleeping next to me, they have a habit, just as I fall into a really nice sleep, they like, Mama, we have to go pee-pee now. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And then I'm back up. So, and for me, the test is not to get all wound up. So when you wake up, you might have slept a half hour. And it might have been the greatest half hour. Now you're aggravated because, damn it, you're awake. The trick is to use your breath. And taking the breath in. Now, for me, what I've guided my clients to do, in that relaxed state, scrunch your toes and flex them. Bring them in and flex them. And do that whole process, your calves and flex. Bend your knees and straighten. Squeeze your hiney and relax it. Tighten your tummy and relax it, right? Your arms, bring your shoulder blades back and relax it. Stretch out your arm and relax it. Squeeze and make fists with your fingers, relax it. What you're telling your body is, I'm relaxed, and use your breath. There are reasons why we can't sleep. So I don't want to diminish or make it that there might be some medical condition that I'm not aware of. I am not a doctor. I'm not a clinician of any kind. I am a certified hypnotherapist, right? But I would say this anyway, even with a client in session. If something doesn't feel right in your body, please listen to your body and go see a medical professional. Because sometimes our bodies are telling us something's not right. Now, if you're, I used to work ridiculous hours. And so to relax took longer because my brain was still working. Moms, their brains are constantly working. And if they have kids or multiple kids or one kid, you worry, did I get everything ready for tomorrow? Do they have clean clothes? Do they have their sports stuff? Do I have to get them someplace? Did I make lunch for them? Whatever it is, your mind doesn't always quiet down. The technique that I'm talking about, the self-hypnosis, is to allow you to bring your body into a restful place and to tell your mind, I am ready to rest. I am ready to focus on me. Right? Sorry, guys, I have to keep hydrated. So that's step 1, 2, and 3. So what's scrolling on the screen is the phrase used by Emile Coue or Coue, and many different industries and practices have incorporated his phrasing. Hypnosis has done the same thing, but what we've done is added to it the suggestion, the auto suggestion to change behavior. Right? So I think I talked about being a golfer, being a tennis player, being a singer and actor with nerves. You can bring yourself into self-hypnosis and repeat to yourself, for example, I can sing the high notes. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. I can sing the high notes. I am singing the high notes. You are repeating it, because you know you can, but it's fear. And fear then constricts the throat, not allowing you to express out what you need to do. Golf, same thing. You're concentrating. You know the position of your body. You know the swing you have to take, but you're nervous now because people are watching you. The hypnosis will give you the technique, the self-hypnosis techniques gives you the opportunity to tune them out and just be one with the ball. And that goes for almost anything. You know, when I talked about having a fear driving across bridges, well, now I can just focus on straight ahead. And some of the bridges, which they don't make many of these anymore, so it's really the old bridges where you could almost see underneath it, those metal bridges, and you go boom, 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 and you could hear the boom booms the whole time. And then if you were to look out the window, you could see the grate in front of you and right straight down, and usually it's over a body of water. But if I looked far out and far ahead, I could see the land and I could see the destination. I was using the breathing techniques and I could get to where I needed to go without panicking. The same thing is true with flying. The same thing, you know, it's true with a lot of things. So using self-hypnosis is just a technique that allows us to reframe how we think of things. And when it came to food, for most of my clients, it's just bad habits, like getting up every morning and brushing your teeth. It's a habit. You have to retrain the habit. The habit is, I want to eat healthy. Do I really want to eat healthy? I love sugar. I'm dying for sugar. Sugar is no different, absolutely, in your brain than heroin or crack. That's a fact. It's telling the receptors, I like this. That's what drugs do. That's what food does. That's what alcohol does. It tells your brain, I want more. You need to retrain your brain. That's what we did with cigarette smokers. By the time you went to put a cigarette to your lips, it smelled like poop. You did not want to put that cigarette anywhere near your mouth anymore. It disgusted you. That is training your brain to say, I don't want that, whatever's going to poison me anymore. You can make this positive, right? So we want this to be a positive experience. And this is really only self-hypnosis. This isn't real, you know, one-on-one deep hypnosis that you would do with a certified, practitioner. Almost said clinician, and that's not true. But a hypnotherapist. So did this make sense? Was it helpful? I'm just curious. Oh, puppy's dreaming. I can hear him making some puppy cries. He's chasing something in his dream. Gosh, I hope, Bonnie, you can still hear me, right? Savannah? I think I saw Elizabeth. She said she's still here, so that's great. And guys, do me a favor, please, especially if you're watching on the replay, give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Any interaction is helpful. Um, and subscribe if you haven't. So, yeah, it's really, I was a skeptic of hypnosis in that I didn't think it would change my behavior. Great, Bonnie. And look, I'm here. So if you wanted to send a message and you wanted to talk about it, I'm happy to do, a Facebook call or whatever, messenger call, and give you some tips and tricks if you're struggling. Um, I really believe in this process. Oh, good. So, for me, it's a way of us improving ourselves, reconditioning ourselves. I think of it as training like an athlete. Whether you're going to run a marathon or a triathlete, you start out slow and steady, and then you put all the other stuff in the way to test your skills and hone your skills. Some of the greatest minds and athletes of the world, they put themselves through it to achieve their goal. And I think that is, yeah, sugar's the winning argument. Absolutely. It's mine. And I'm a baker. I love to bake. And I'm a cook and I love to cook. So, it's how do you then make stuff flavorful and still enjoy it? And eventually, and I did tell this to my clients, after a couple of months, you can find, I don't want to call them non-sugar desserts, but there are treats that you can eat that are also very pleasing to the palate, so that you don't feel like, I can never have a piece of cake again. Sure you can, but now you have the tools in your brain. And the recommendation is never have it in the house. If you wanted something sweet, you eat it outside of the home and you didn't bring it in the home, period. Because if it's there, you will go to it. So that's the truth of anything. Salt. I have a friend who didn't even taste her food and dumped tons of salt on her food. It's going to kill her. And it was killing her. So it's just everything in moderation over time. So I hope this was great. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was inspiring. I will put a couple of little cheat sheet notes in the description of this video, so you can always go back to refer to it. At some point, I'll figure out how to leave a little document in the video so that you can sort of print it out. I just need to make sure that it doesn't look like I'm copying other people's work. So I will always refer to other people's work if I've included something from someone else. And yeah, that's it. So happy you could be here. I hope to be back on a regular schedule now that I'm back to mostly, myself. And as always, I send you with so much love and light and healing. Yeah, if you don't keep it in the house. Now, see, Bonnie, here's the trick. You may have other people in the house with you that can eat those things that are not impacted or don't give a hoot. So it's really going to come down to you in your self-suggestion when you get to it, that you do not desire it. Every day in every way, I am getting better and better at not wanting to eat sweets. And that will help. It really will. It's a commitment. And if you have an opportunity to eliminate some of it, great. If you're really on a mission, ask the people in the family to support you for 1 month while you go through this to get, it all, like they have dry January. Do a sugar-free September and have everybody else get on the bandwagon with you if you can. So anyway, blessings, guys. Thank you so much. I send you with love and light and healing and compassion, sprinkled with joy, laughter, and giggles. And until I see you guys on Thursday, and I will be here,
I'm like an ice skater
much love.
dancing out for the first time on the form solid ice. No more fears, no sorrows, because I love the coming tomorrows. This life has barely begun, but now I know what I want to do. I know what I want to be, reborn. Finally feeling I am fulfilling my destiny, with a heart filled of gratefulness, happiness, joy, overflowing of kindness and love. Oh, so much love. I feel like love is the supportive pillar in my soul, and it only grows each day. I'm reborn.